All right, I call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, March 17th of 2020. First up, we have messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board?
I do just want to thank Adam for his leadership over the last couple of weeks and thank all the sanitation and street and other city workers out right now. I appreciate all your work during this crazy, crazy time. So thank you, Adam.
Yeah, I echo that. Thanks also to the city staff who are making sure that critical operations continue, and thanks to everyone in our community trying their best to do what they can during this situation. And just a side note, the Board of Public Works held its work session yesterday electronically to cover some questions, and we did make some changes to the agenda. We basically got it down to just the critical items that needed to be approved because, of course, we are an essential board that did need to have this meeting. Otherwise, we would be continuing our social distancing, which I believe that we are continuing once we leave this meeting. First up on the agenda is the consent agenda, and the consent agenda is the approval of minutes for March 3rd, 2020. The resolution 2020-21, approved declaration of surplus reference books from planning and transportation. Resolution 2020-22, approved declaration of surplus fleet vehicles. And number 4, approval of the payroll register. Do we have any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none. And we do not have public in attendance. Did we have any questions or comments that came through on consent agenda?
We did not.
Otherwise?
No.
Okay. Do we have a motion on the consent agenda?
I move approval.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next, we have new business. First, under new business, we have approved change order number 2 with Milestone Contractors, LLC for second Bloomfield Multimodal Safety Project.
Yes, good evening, Adam Wason, Public Works Director. This is a change order for, I'm reporting on behalf of Matt Smethurst with the Planning and Transportation Department. This change order is in relation to the second and Bloomfield multimodal traffic project we did over the summer. We realized as the project progressed throughout the construction and as we got it open, that some of the detection for the traffic signals was not properly designed for the installation. So we were having some traffic issues out there and realized that we needed to make some pretty significant changes to the way that the video detection was working. So worked with our consultants, HWC and others. This change order is in the amount of $2,647.20. It's also a TIF-funded project, so the Redevelopment Commission will also have to approve this change order. Staff reviewed all of the evidence and reasoning behind and felt like this was a justified change order at this time. We are continuing to have conversations with the engineering firm to make sure that everybody's on the same page as far as why and what occurred. But the change order is necessary to complete the work and get everything up and running.
Any questions on this item? Did we have any public comment or question?
We did not.
And there's no public present currently. Do we have a motion on this item?
I move approval of change order number 2 with Milestone Contractors, LLC for the second Bloomfield Multimodal Safety Project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job.
You did. Next up is approved change order number 1 with Connexco, Inc. for the Winslow-Henderson Path Project.
Again, Adam Wason on behalf of Matt Smethurst with the Planning and Transportation Department. So this change order is in regards to a sign that needed to be replaced as part of the project that wasn't originally planned with the initial project scope. This is for I believe it's called the Smith House there. It's the big white building on the north side of Winslow between Walnut Street Pike and Henderson there. Quite a large sign with multiple business tenant placard areas. It was a large, sturdy, very nice sign. And I think that's originally why it was, we'd hoped that it wouldn't need to be removed or replaced, but after the project progressed, we realized that it did need to be replaced. So this change order is in the amount of $9,681, and staff does request your approval of the item.
Questions on this item? Any questions posed by the public? on this
None.
one, or comment? And there's no public present. Do we have a motion on this item?
I move approval of change order number 1 with Connexco, Inc. for the Winslow Henderson Path Project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have approved contract with James H. Drew Corp. for construction of the 2020 Guardrail Replacement Project.
Yes, Adam Wason, once again, on behalf of Matt Smethurst with the Planning and Transportation Department. This has been a long-awaited project. We're happy to get this one out to for construction. In 2016, we worked with the City Council and others on some general obligation bonds. Since that time, we've been working with engineering firms to do a comprehensive study of our entire road safety network in terms of guardrail placement, and we put this out to bid back in February, received bids in early March, and are looking to award to the James H. Drew Corporation in the amount of $197,977. Staff does request your approval on this. I can tell you we've got a long-standing and good work relationship with the James H. Drew Corporation. They're a large traffic management corporation that we work very closely with on a lot of our signal replacement projects. They do really great work, and we were excited to see that they were the low bidder on this. So we request approval for the amount of $197,977 to James H. Drew Corporation.
All right, thank you. Do we have any questions on this item? Okay. Were there any public comments or questions that came through?
There were not.
All right, there's no public present. Do we have a motion on this item?
I move approval of the contract with the James H. Drew Corp. for construction of 2020 Guardrail Replacement Project.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next up, we have claims. I'm sorry, staff report.
Staff report today, just kind of want to echo some of the things that you as the board members said, but give a lot of thanks to the crews that work at Public Works and throughout the city. Public Works is one of the areas where we provide some major basic service, some of the larger public services to the community, and including our sanitation division, our street department, our fleet maintenance, animal care and control. We've taken appropriate steps and precautions to try to limit, to increase the social distancing amongst employees, to increase our cleaning frequencies, our sanitizing, cleaning practices at city facilities, doing all the things that the CDC recommends for people in the positions that we're in. Just a couple of requests out there for the public. When it comes to sanitation service, we're currently operating as normal. And any changes to that would certainly be publicized well in advance of the changes. But some pretty simple things that we may, that we would ask is, if you could put a sanitizing wipe on your trash carts before you take them down, that would be helpful. Just things that you can do to limit the amount of exposure that any of our employees would face. Would appreciate that. If you have need for city services or to contact city representatives, we are staffing all of our offices, whether in person or remotely. All of our phone lines will be answered, and all voicemails, if it does go to voicemail, returned as quickly as possible. So, we're doing what we can. We're monitoring the ever-changing situation. Really proud of the efforts of all of our staff members and employees here at the city. They're taking the necessary precautions while continuing to do the work that's ever so important. So thanks to them, and thanks to the public. Let's stay safe, let's stay healthy, and hopefully we can flatten the curve, as they say.
Thank you. All right, next up is claims.
I don't have any major comments on the claims. Would be happy to answer any questions you have.
Questions on claims? All right. Do we have a motion on the claims?
I move approval of the register of claims in the amount of $2,144,663.70.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. All right, if we have nothing else, I will call for adjournment.
Good meeting.
Thanks. Nice.